Fertilization is the miraculous union of two cells, the sperm and the egg, marking the beginning of new life. The journey begins when millions of sperm are released into the female reproductive tract during intercourse, each one driven by the singular goal of reaching the egg. The egg, however, is a rare treasure, released just once during each menstrual cycle, waiting in the fallopian tube for a brief period. Out of the millions of sperm that embark on this journey, only a few hundred make it close to the egg due to the long, complex journey and the many barriers they encounter along the way. Once the sperm reach the egg, they must penetrate a tough outer layer called the zona pellucida. This layer surrounds the egg to protect it and ensure that only one sperm succeeds in fertilization. The sperm use specialized enzymes to break down this protective layer and get closer to the egg. When a single sperm finally makes it through, the egg instantly changes, creating a barrier that blocks all other sperm from entering. This crucial step prevents any additional sperm from fusing with the egg, ensuring a healthy beginning to the new life. After the sperm successfully enters the egg, the two cells combine their genetic material. The sperm and egg each carry half of the DNA required to create a unique human being. When they merge, they form a complete set of chromosomes, resulting in a single cell with all the genetic information necessary to develop into a complex organism. This single fertilized cell, known as a zygote, is the foundation for human life. The zygote then begins a remarkable journey of growth and development. As it travels down the fallopian tube toward the uterus, it undergoes a series of rapid cell divisions, creating more cells that will eventually differentiate to form various parts of the body. By the time it reaches the uterus, it has become a cluster of cells ready to implant in the uterine lining, where it will receive nourishment and continue to grow. This entire process, from fertilization to implantation, sets the stage for the incredible development that will eventually result in a fully formed human being. Once the zygote implants itself into the uterine lining, it transitions into a new stage of growth called the embryo. This implantation process is crucial, as the embryo must securely attach to the uterus to access oxygen and nutrients from the mother's bloodstream. This connection will eventually develop into the placenta, an organ that provides essential support for the embryo throughout pregnancy. The placenta delivers oxygen, removes waste, and transfers nutrients from mother to embryo, creating the lifeline that sustains development. In the early weeks following implantation, the embryo undergoes rapid cell division and differentiation, forming the building blocks for all major organs and systems. By about 3 weeks, a tiny heart begins to form, pumping blood to deliver nutrients to the rapidly dividing cells. This is a critical period called organogenesis, where cells specialize and start creating specific tissues, including those for the heart, brain, lungs, and limbs. Even though the embryo is still incredibly small, these early changes lay the foundation for every essential function of the body. At around 8 weeks, the embryo has developed enough structures to be called a fetus, marking the end of the embryonic phase. The fetal stage brings further refinement and growth as the body structures continue to mature and prepare for life outside the womb. Over the following months, the fetus's organs, muscles, and bones develop in complexity, moving from fragile beginnings to a fully functional, adaptable human body. As the pregnancy progresses, the fetus also begins to respond to external stimuli. By the second trimester, it may respond to sounds or movement, showing early signs of the senses that will be fully functional after birth. The brain continues to develop rapidly, especially during the third trimester, when neural connections form at an astounding rate, preparing the fetus for interaction, learning, and adaptation. This extraordinary journey from fertilization to birth is a testament to the intricacies of human development. Each step, from the merging of sperm and egg to the fully formed fetus ready for life outside the womb, involves precise timing and countless complex processes that work together to bring a new human into the world. As the fetus moves through the final stages of development, each body system undergoes precise preparation for life outside the womb. During the third trimester, rapid brain growth continues, building the complex network of neurons that will support everything from movement to sensory processing. The fetus's lungs also undergo essential changes, producing surfactant, a substance that will help the lungs expand and take in air after birth. This development is particularly crucial, as the ability to breathe independently is key to survival outside the womb. Meanwhile, the fetus begins to accumulate fat beneath the skin, which will help regulate body temperature after birth. The immune system is also strengthening, with antibodies passed from the mother through the placenta, preparing the fetus to fight infections in its new environment. By the end of this stage, the fetus is typically fully developed and ready for life outside the womb, though it may continue to gain weight and strength in these final weeks. As the due date approaches, the body signals the start of labor, initiating the birth process. Hormonal changes in both the mother and fetus play a role in triggering labor, as the uterus begins to contract rhythmically. These contractions gradually help the cervix, the lower part of the uterus, dilate and open, creating a pathway for the baby to pass through. This stage of labor, known as the dilation stage, can last anywhere from a few hours to over a day, depending on factors like the mother's physiology and whether it's her first pregnancy. Once the cervix is fully dilated, the mother enters the second stage of labor, delivery. Guided by contractions, the mother pushes to help move the baby down the birth canal. After intense effort, the baby's head crowns, or becomes visible, marking one of the final moments of the birth process. Soon after, the baby's body follows, and they take their first breath, a significant milestone that signals the start of independent life. After delivery, the placenta is expelled in a final stage called the afterbirth, concluding the birth process. The placenta has nourished and protected the baby throughout pregnancy, and its release marks the end of the mother and baby's direct physical connection. This extraordinary journey from fertilization to birth culminates as the newborn begins to adapt to the world, drawing on the intricate systems that have developed over months in the womb. From a single fertilized cell to a fully formed human being, the process of fertilization and development is a remarkable orchestration of biology. It underscores the complexity of life and the resilience of the human body, marking the beginning of a new life filled with potential.